saw the young boy in distress. They sprung into action and performed first aid and ended up saving his life. They are also here today. Please welcome PC Paul Fortune and PCSO Daniel Cowley. I'll start with you first of all. What happened? You were driving by in your car, you saw this young boy and his mum obviously struggling, something was happening.
Yeah, that's correct. We've been on patrol, funny enough, doing the area with the schools. Coming along the road, came up behind some vehicles stuck in the traffic.
Yeah.
My attention was drawn to the right and I could see two ladies out by the side of the car with a youngster. I thought it was, as most people would have thought at the time, little one being sick, bit of travel sickness, yeah. As I've looked at young Ethan's face, I've realised that he is actually struggling. At the same time, Daniel's jumped out with myself. And as we've run over, the grandmother has shouted out, he's choking, he's choking. So we've called for assistance, timing being paramount.
Yeah.
As we've run up the road, Daniel's got there just slightly before me because he's a bit taller and a bit fitter. Taken over with doing some back slaps between the shoulder blades.
So essentially, were you holding him up in the air like that and hitting him from behind, or?
No, Paul had him under his arm.
Okay.
And we realised that he needed to be further down from where he was at the time, so his mouth was down. And initially, two sort of slaps between the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, at which point I started to initially panic myself.
Yeah.
Mainly because I didn't know how hard to then subsequently give the slaps on the back. Finally, on I think it was about the second or third after that, so about the fifth in total, you just heard this cough and the release of the £2 coin.
It's a basic first aid thing that all of us should know.
Absolutely, and it's something that can be so easily done. You know, there's numerous websites, there's numerous courses available, even within your immediate locality, run by the Red Cross.
Maybe it should be done in schools, don't you think, so that the children see it as well as the parents?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of the things that we do need to promote. Equally, for the people at home, you can go onto the Red Cross site and the British Red Cross site. They've got some fantastic videos that you can
do you get taught it as part of your training as well? Yeah.
We have training every year.
Because the little boy's mum had tried already, hadn't she?
Yes, that's correct.
She has been trained in first aid.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, she was panicking, as I would have if it had been my little boy. And she was trying to do an abdominal thrust. The only problem with doing an abdominal thrust with a child so small, you actually can cause more damage.
Yeah.
But then again, you've got to thump quite hard, as you found, haven't you, to actually dislodge it.
That was the thing. It was initially like a few light taps, really, without suddenly realising that nothing was actually happening. And then to suddenly have to increase the force at which you then
Well, they do say as well
back.
that a lot of the time parents are worried to do it because they don't want to hit their child too hard and cause them any damage. Do you know, thank the heavens that the two of you were there at just the right time. We wanted to say thank you, not only for coming on the show and talking about it today. So we here at Policemen, we think that you deserve a little something. So basically, we're going to send you both for a slap-up meal at one of London's top restaurants, Skylon Restaurant and Grill at Royal Festival Hall. Where you can have lunch on us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming down to see us.
As Paul said in our press conference when he got back home, you know, and he was pouring tea, his apartment in New York, there was a couple of ants going across, and, you know, before this movie, he would have, boom. You know,
I mean, I probably wouldn't. Now I don't know. They're on a mission.